Hello everybody, I'm going to do another video for you today, and Oscar has kindly placed what we're going to use on the back of my chair, and that's a toilet roll. So I wanted to try and find things that you would have in your house so that you could do some of this activity as well. And we're going to use toilet rolls to try and make characters. And I'm going to show you what I've done, and then maybe you could have a go at doing them and send me some pictures or put them on the blog for each other to have a look at. That would be fantastic. So how can we turn a toilet roll into a character? Well, one of the things that we're going to do is we can change the colour of it. So I've got some paints, and you can paint the outside cover, or you could use felt tip pens or crayons, or you might have coloured paper. Here I've got some tissue paper, so you can cover that, or just normal colour paper, and can go around the toilet roll and it'll be a different colour. So one I've done, here's one I made earlier, a bit like Blue Peter. I've done it all green, okay, and I'm going to see if you can tell what character I'm making as I go on. So first of all, I got these bits of colour paper and I cut these out of an old newspaper, so it's really good recycling as well. And I'm just going to stick these on here like this. Can you see? There they are. And another one makes it nice and spotty. And I think one more. And put that up over here. Then, so that's the body of my character, and it's a bit confusing, not sure what it is yet. So maybe if I draw some eyes, I'll see if I can draw it with a pen and if that shows up. If not, there we go, it does a little bit. It's got some green eyes there. Maybe I could use a black pen, and then I'm going to use my paint. I'm using lots of different mediums, so it's quite nice to use different things that you have. And you might need some glue or some sellotape, and then I'm going to put this here. Can you tell what animal this is yet? I think its forked tongue would give it away. This is a snake. And it might not look exactly like a snake, but we can use our imaginations to help you. I'm going to make another animal, and here I've done a little bit of it already, and I really like the way it gets lovely pointed ears. So I'll just show you on this toilet roll. If at the top you just push the top in a little bit, it just dips down. And if you do that on both sides, you can see it fills in, and then it looks like you've got some ears. So it's got some nice big ears here. And this creature needs to have some wings. And so I found, again in a newspaper, just looked through, found some nice colour that I would like to use, and I've cut out some wing shapes, and I'm going to stick them on the side of my animal, again with glue, but you could use some sellotape if you've got sellotape. If you've got PVA glue, you can use the PVA glue to stick them on. There we go, here's another one on this side, and I'm trying to match them up. There you go, so you can see here it's got some wings. And then this character needs some really big eyes. And I was looking through the newspaper and I found this here. And can you see it says, "Wolf is back." And I think this is an advertisement for a book in the magazine. But what I wanted to do is get these eyes. And if I cut these eyes out, you might see what animal I'm making a little bit more easily. So it's not going to be a wolf, even though I'm using the wolf eyes. Cut it out like this. There's one of them. And I cut this one out. And hopefully you're having lots of time to do some arts and crafts as well. And thank you to everybody doing all your purple mash activities and your wild things. Oh, that's an idea. You can make a wild thing, couldn't you? Right. So I'm going to put this eye here. And it's a little bit big for my character, but as I said, we can use our imagination and it's fine. And here, this animal has got big eyes, like this. Have you worked out what it is yet? It's got its wings, I'm just going to make them stand out a little bit more, and it's got its eyes here. Try and make them a bit more level. Move that bit down a bit, and it needs one more thing, and I'm sure this will really help you see what it is. And I'm going to paint this part on. Get some nice orange paint, and I'm going to paint it on here like this. And can you see now what animal this is? Hopefully you can. Just going to make sure this orange really stands out. So just add a bit more to it. And the eyes make it look quite sleepy. But here we are. It's an owl. So I have got a snake and an owl. I wonder if you can tell what book I'm trying to make the characters from. I've got one more that will really give it away, and I've made a start on this one already, and you can see this one is a lot taller than the other ones. And the way I did that is you could either use a kitchen roll, but I just got 2 toilet rolls and I squished the top of one in and shoved them together like that to make it a bit longer, so you can see where that join is there. Okay, so I've already done a little bit. These purple prickles will probably give it away. I've painted the little claws on it, but I need orange for its eyes. So get a bit more orange again. Big orange eyes. 1, 2. Like that. And need in the middle of the eye the pupil. So really the best thing would be to wait for the paint to dry, but don't quite have time for that. So I'll just add it on top of it like that. You might be able to see there's a little green wart there. And this creature has a big mouth. There we are. So there we've got our creature. Now it needs something on the top of its head that will help a little bit more. So I'm going to use this white left over from my newspaper, and I've got a skewer here. I'm just going to wrap it round it because that makes a nice tight coil that just holds itself a little bit more. And let's see if I can put it into the top. I've made a hole in the top of it with a skewer. Oh, don't want to get the eyes. Oh, it's not going in very well. Let me try again. Maybe a bit longer this time. And that's a really nice thing. You can experiment with them to see the best way for doing it and which way is the most effective. So let me have another go at winding this up. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to go in a bit better. And this time I'm going to make it really long and then chop it. I'll be a bit careful of the eyes. There we go. There's one, but I don't want it quite that long, so I'm just going to snip it a bit shorter. And then another one here. I'm using my skewer to make that roll again. Hopefully by now you can tell what animal this is or what creature it is, and you can tell what story it is. I'm going to put another one in this end. And you could choose your favourite storybook. You could choose to make up your own one and use your own characters. Completely up to you. There we go. Snip that off. Can you see those are its horns? And hopefully you can tell now that that is a gruffalo with its purple prickles all over its back. Looking at its face, it's got that wart on the end of its nose, but I'm just going to add in its nose. There we go, to give it a little nose like that. And the ones I made earlier was the fox and the mouse. Now the mouse was quite tricky because it looked like a cat. So then I gave it some little teeth and it looked like a rabbit. But I know it's a mouse. So I've got all my different characters for my Gruffalo story. So I could get the book and I could act it out, or I could make them have a different story, a different adventure, and you could maybe write a play script for it. So I'm going to leave you there with those ideas, and I really hope you can send me some of your ideas and your creations. Bye!